said, yo, what's going on with you and Samantha? Like, why are you trying to kiss Samantha? He said, what? I didn't try to kiss Samantha. Samantha's ugly. Samantha's ugly. Samantha's not even my type. Samantha, what? Tasha, really? Really, Tasha? Really, Tasha? Really, Tasha? I'm like, really? Like, another story time. We're doing good in the hood. This is a story time, so I'm going to let you know how I had a man like who wouldn't let me go. Like, he jumped through the window. Okay, so okay, let's go. Right, so we're going back. Alright, so this dude in another story time, his name was Greg. So if you guys don't know about Greg used to be cool with this dude named Mike, and they were supposed to set me up. Baby, I got set up a lot. I don't know what it was about me that a lot of people wanted to like set me up, hurt me. I mean, baby, and maybe because I'm just so reckless with my mouth, like people feel as if like they want to do bad things, but they always come back and apologize. But anywho, right? So his name, so the dude Mike, whatever, was you have to go through the story time, right? But in the end, when I got hit by a car, okay, so I'm gonna explain this dynamic. So I met Greg when I got hit by a car. I got hit by a car crossing the street on the crosswalk. One guy let me by, the other one swerved around and hit me. I'll do a whole story time on that as well, right? So I was kind of like on bed rest in a way, but I'm a homebody type of person anyways. So when I kind of like got hit by the car, my daughter's father kind of stepped up, man. You know, my daughter's father was an amazing father. You know, I had a great support system with him. We just had a lot of drama. First of all, I was young, and second of all, we still was messing around. So I was just those type of, like, I was a baby mother back in the days. Now I don't care. Like, baby, I don't care who you date. You can talk him and my other baby dad. I don't care. Okay, you can date like whoever you want. I just don't, I really truly don't care. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll cuss you out, be like, yeah, you know, whatever. But I really, deep in my heart, don't care about either one of them. Like, I'm not even physically attracted to either one of my baby daddies in that way, right? So, and it's been years. We grown, baby, we grown. So, yeah, so at that time, I was a baby mother. Like, I always tell my loyalty will always be for my daughter's father, forever. Like, my daughter's father got into a car accident, got hit, whatever, I will forever have my daughter's father back. Because at the time, my daughter's father left me for he-she, right? So when he left me for he-she, me and my daughter's father still was kind of messing around. And the fact that she was the side chick when he was with me, and he left me for her. So I was like a bitter Betty. I was so bitter. Like, I was bitter, right? So, so me and my baby father at the time, we ended up kind of like, we were kind of messing around. So it was like on and off. So at a point, he decided that he wanted to be faithful to, he-she, you know, and I felt away in the beginning, but then at a point I was like, you know what, it is what it is. You know, she's making him kind of a better man as well. He's a better father, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when girls meet men, they want to pretend that, you know, their stepmama. So she was, you know, going up to, I'm KK, and she was calling my daughter little nicknames and all that crap, right? So when he-she, he took over. When I got hit by the car, he-she decided to go take my daughter from me. So he's like, you know what, Tasha, I'm gonna take your daughter basically full time. Because back in the days, his mom and him was like, I don't know, for some reason, because they knew I loved my daughter, they will use my daughter as a pawn against me. Like, it wasn't the other way around. Like, my daughter's father would never sit here and say I take my kid from him. No, my daughter's father was the type of person I had to kind of disappear, because the fact that they would bring me to court. They try to, they called DCF on me. They did a whole bunch of stuff. But the crazy thing is, it will always backfire because my daughter's father was the problem. You know what I'm saying? So, me and my daughter's father were really toxic, right? So, at that time, you know, my daughter's father's like, you know what, I want to be faithful to, you know, shorty. I said, alright, cool. You know, at first I felt some way, like, you really gonna do me like that? But, and the crazy thing is, it's like, I didn't want him as my man, but I just wanted him there. Because the fact that I felt as if, like, yeah, I had the baby with you, and you gonna leave me? You know what I'm saying? That was 25-year-old me, not me now. But, you know, at the time, I really felt the way. How old I was? I was 23, 22. I was young. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was just more of a back and forth type of thing, right? So, I got hit by the car, whatever. So my daughter's father came. It was a snowstorm, right? The day that I got hit. But I didn't get hit. It wasn't snowing when I got hit. I was crossing the street. An older guy, one guy, I guess he won't feel his some type of way. He went around and he hit me. Yo, people said that he hit me so hard that I went up on the windshield and rolled down. Baby, it felt like when you get hit and then people's like, I seen stars. That's how it was, right? So, I'm talking on the phone with Samantha when I got hit by the car, right? So, I guess when I got hit, I end up in the hospital, you know what I'm saying? I went home, whatever. Thank God my daughter wasn't there with me because my daughter's father ended up picking up a dime because he wanted to play house with me, she, right? Because she's the type of girl, like, she will, my daughter was always fresh. Like, he will tell you, I always did my daughter's hair, nobody could ever sit here and say, Tasha's kid look homeless. Never. My daughter's going out with she, I will buy an outfit. But I think because the fact that he wanted she to feel like mother, so I'll braid my daughter's hair, he'll make her unbraid my daughter's hair, and she'll redo it. So I think it was just malicious. And my daughter's father didn't really know how to dress my daughter, so he'll make my daughter look like a whole like tomboy, you know what I'm saying? So whenever my daughter was with him, you know what I'm saying, you know my daughter was with him, whatever. So it became like we started having a lot of altercations because it started becoming like mad disrespectful, and I feel like he used to do it on purpose because he knew like my only rule was you can do whatever with my daughter, don't touch my daughter's hair. Don't touch my daughter's hair. My daughter had really thick hair. I worked very hard. My daughter had really long hair. My daughter has my hair. So my daughter's hair was thick and long, and he would have his shorty do his hair. And the crazy thing is, even when I was dating my son's father, I used to always sit here like respectfully, like if my son's father like, you'll do her, I was like, no, could you ask her mother like if it's okay? I don't understand that like women don't respect people's like that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand that. That's the only rule. And she knew the rules. And she used to do it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, but she used to do my daughter's hair really nice. But they used to make my daughter look like a boy. And she looked like a boy. And he looked like a boy. So they made my daughter look like a boy. So, but at a point, you know, now I'm like, okay, I'm grateful because I had the help. I had I had my baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, I wasn't grateful. I was bitter. Okay? I was bitter. Okay? So he ended up coming, and he came and picked me up, right? So, no, I ended up getting hit by the car. I don't know how they caught my daughter's father. I don't even know how he was in it because I know they caught my mom. And I think they caught my sister. But my daughter's father wasn't in my emergency contact, so I don't know. But my daughter's father, they ended up calling my daughter's father. My daughter's father was there. Like, he went through the snowstorm, came, made sure I came. Then my mom came. Oh, my God. You know, my mom's very dramatic, so she's the type of person, she makes it about her. So she's like, oh, my God, Dasha, you don't listen. And if you die, who's going to take care of that? And I'm like, all right. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up going home, whatever. My daughter's father took care of me. Like, you know, my mom stayed and then she ended up leaving. My mom didn't really stay like home with me. I got home, you know, my daughter's father made sure I was good. He made sure I had food. He did grocery shopping for me. He went to the stores. He went to go get me like pain killing medication. He made sure I had everything because, you know, the pharmacy was closed. So he's like, yo, by the time you start feeling this pain kicking, bro, you know what I'm saying, like you're gonna whatever need pain meds. So he got me like temporary ibuprofen. He got me like snacks and stuff like that because I wasn't an eater type of person. He got me water. He got mad stuff for me, right? You know, he didn't stay late because, you know, he had to go home to his shorty. So, you know, he made sure I was good. He, you know, got me some like temporary stuff, whatever. He you know, my daughter's father was a good dude. When we got along, right? So, he's like, all right, make sure you're good. I'm going to come tomorrow morning and make sure you're okay. Because I couldn't do anything. My leg was broken. Half of my face was messed up, baby. You know what I'm saying? I kept checking if my teeth fell out. Because I'm like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was very like, whatever. So, I ended up like being bedridden in a way. And I was those type of girls. Like, I didn't like use crutches, baby. I used to just hop everywhere. I wear some shorts, wear a white t-shirt, hop everywhere. That was like my infamous outfit back in the days, right? So I end up meeting Greg. So Greg, one day I was at home and something was going on with my cables. Like I told you, I was a person who wasn't responsible back in the days, so my cable would be always turned off. something was always off. The only thing that never turned off was my electricity. I always make sure I had electricity, but everything else, my rent was behind, my everything was behind, baby. You know what I'm saying? So my cable was always turned off. So I always met different cable people because my cable was always turned off all the time, and I always had to start over. My cell phone, I always had a different number because my thing would be disconnected for so long that someone would take my phone number. So I was always that person that was just not responsible, right? So I end up meeting Greg, right? So Greg comes that day because something was going on with my cable. No, I need new cable. I didn't have cable. My daughter's father gave me the money for the cable. He said, all right, Tasha, you know, pay for the cable. Because he knows now I can't go out. But usually when he give me money, I end up buying clothes for her, I buy matching outfits for me and her. I never keep the money. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I told you my priority was fucked up back in the days, right? So, you know, make sure me and my daughter had food, you know, that was my big thing. Like grocery shopping, food, and the dad was very, like, she was picky, you know what I'm saying? So I would buy what she liked. And my daughter's father used to go grocery shopping for me anyways, but my daughter's father was the type of person, he'll buy what he wants you to eat. Like, no, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So, we end up, like, you know, he ended up giving the money, I ended up getting the cable. So the cable guy comes, man, Greg comes, right? He was a bald-headed, light-skinned dude, really muscular. He was fine, but he was just like, he was really nice, you know what I'm saying? When I first came in, he was asking me like questions, you know, like, what happened to you? Cause at first he thought I was in a domestic violent relationship. Even though I was technically, we were both domestic, you know, it was bad. But anyway, right, so he thought I was in domestic violence, so he thought I got beat up. And I told him, I said, nah, I got hit by a car. And then he was like, what? Like, you know, I heard it was all over the news. And I still don't know. I still can't find it. I don't remember what year it was either. I think I need to look it up, but I couldn't find it. But he's like, yeah, you was on the news. You know, even when I went to like my doctor's appointment, he's like, oh my God, you're the girl who got hit by the car. Yeah, you was all over the news. You was all over the news. I'm so sorry. You're okay. Blah, 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 whatever, right? So, he comes and he's like, you know, having little conversations here and there, whatever. So he gives me his phone number. And because I was telling him, like, you know, my cable's always off, right? So he ended up giving my phone number. Fast forward, it was end up a setup that my best friend, Mike, who liked me, tried to set me up talking about, oh yeah, she's a hoe, if you could fuck her, da 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 da. But then he ended up liking me. You have to check out that video. I will leave that video down below. You can catch up and then we can follow up here, right? So then me and Greg end up dating, right? After the whole situation with the whole setup, whatever, Greg ended up really liking me, right? So me and Greg, when we was dating, and I'll leave his other story because there's a storyline with Greg, he ended up having a baby mother, right? That we thought was the baby. Then we found out that the baby wasn't his. He got the paternity test and all that, whatever, right? That's the first time. Maybe I went through a lot, okay? And I was young, okay? So, so then at a point when we found out everything, Greg was like, yo, I'm going to be faithful to you. I'm going to show you that I really like you. I really like you, Tasha. I'm really feeling you, da da da, right? So me and Greg, Greg was like a type of dude that we was like kind of toxic. Like we would fight all the time. And I tell you, I was toxic back in the days. You know, I still have ways now, but I was bad back in the days. Like, I was the type of person, like, I would break up with you for everything. Like, yo, you didn't drink no water. I still do that. Like, my cutoff game is crazy. Like, if I really like you, I would try. But if you're, like, somebody that I don't really like that, I will break up with you. I'll break up with you for everything. That's how I am. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm a type of person, like, I'll break up and then I'll cry. I'm like, yo, you know, you know, like, you know, that's how I am. So, so me and Greg, we end up like dating, whatever. So now Greg's my man, right? So Greg used to have 2 cars. He used to have a Honda and a Range Rover when I met him, right? So he would let me drive. Well, he wouldn't try. After I started, you know, I went through my therapy and all that for whatever. So Greg would drop me off. Greg would pick me up. Drive. If I don't have no food, he was basically, him and my daughter's father were kind of like intertwined. So my daughter's father would do the morning shift and he would do the night shift, low key, for real. And he had 2 jobs. So when he come from work, he'll come from after working Comcast, he'll come home to my house, drop off food, whatever. And then when he goes home to go to sleep, my daughter's father would come. Baby, I was a dangerous beast. My daughter's father will come by, you know, bring my daughter so I can see my daughter, whatever. Let me spend a little time with my daughter, and then he'll leave, whatever. But my daughter's father used to be in my house hard, like all the time. So that's why a lot of times I couldn't really date, because my daughter's father was always there. So my daughter's father was like, you know, he'll chill there, he'll fall asleep there, he'll eat, you know, whatever. He was always at my house, bro, right? So that's why every time people talk about baby mothers, I was like, are you really over, or you pretend? Because, you know, whatever. So he used to always be at my house. So so it used to just be like shifts, whatever. So in the morning, early before Greg goes to work, Greg will make sure I have food, make sure I'm okay, you know, make sure you know, sometimes he'll come and even iron my clothes for me, because I'm not the type of person, I really like my clothes, like, I can't do wrinkled clothes. So he'll come iron my clothes for me, make sure I eat, sometimes clean, you know, clean the house for me a little bit, because I was like really like, I couldn't do anything, right? And at a point I couldn't open my eyes, so my whole face was messed up. So that's why I kind of respected him, because I'm like, yo, he, you know, he likes me without me being me, you know what I'm saying? Because some guys would just be like, oh well, and then my daughter's father would come in the afternoon and do, you know, the same kind of thing, make sure I eat. My daughter's father would cook, you know, my daughter's father would make sure I have food in the fridge, meal prep for me and everything. Like, yo, my daughter's father was a real G, like, for real. Like, whenever I go through something, my daughter's father is like, was a type of guy that always did for me. Like, no matter what I went through, how much I cuss him out, you bitch ass nigga, fuck you, did it. But my daughter's father, he has a really kind heart, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has a really kind heart. So, you know, if I'm like crying, he'll be like, wait, what's wrong? Like, he'll get mad, because, you know, he has a good heart. So I end up like chilling at the house, whatever, you know, I'm home that day, whatever. And I started, this is around, like, fast forward, he'll drop me off, because at a point I would start being like really kind of depressed at home, and he'll be like, you know, you're still beautiful, you're pretty, now my face is healing, because baby, my whole face was scrunched up, like, when I was like this, like, scrunched up, baby. So I'm really feeling you. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, he's feeling me, you know, because he was fine. So he was like, you know, I want you to be my girlfriend. But in my heart, like, back in the days, the only person that I would say like I was faithful to until my dad died was Gene. Back then I wasn't faithful to nobody. I was in my era, I loved my daughter's father, and my daughter's father was gonna come back, and I believed that in my mind. Okay, in my heart and my soul. My daughter's father said, Tasha, I'm gonna take you back to that. I'm dropping all y'all. So, you know, when he wanted to be my boyfriend, I explained to him too, like, I wasn't ready to have a boyfriend. You know, my daughter's father is still kind of in my life, and yada yada yada. And he's like, you know, I'm gonna prove to you type of thing, whatever, right? So, you know, he would bring me back and forth to Samantha's house, because Samantha's house, you know, Samantha was one of my closest friends at the time, you know what I'm saying? So I would chill with Samantha, you know, I'll go to the house, Samantha's dad would talk to me, because Samantha's dad used to really think I was very, like, he really liked me for some reason. So I'll talk to Samantha's dad, and, you know, everybody's like, you know, everybody's like kind of sympathizing with me, like, I'm getting like the pity party because of the fact that I got hit by a car, right? So, I started like kind of like going back and forth. So sometimes if he drops me off, my daughter's father would drop me back home. You know what I'm saying? So I would be like low key, everybody was kind of like catering to me, right? So we're gonna fast forward. So now he's my man. That's my man. So now I'm like, okay, you know, since my daughter's father, you know, is faithful to his shorty, I might as well just give this dude a chance. So I give Greg a chance, whatever. So me and Greg are dating. Greg, you know, he kept saying like, yo, Tasha, you need to drive. You know, why you don't drive? You know, everybody, I don't know why everybody's just on this driving. If you have a license, you don't drive. I said, well, I don't need a license to drive. You know, you guys can drive me. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yeah, you can't depend on your daughter's father. Now your daughter's father has a girl. You gotta start driving, and yada yada yada. I said, okay, fine, right? Because at the time, my daughter's father used to drive his shorty's car, she's car. So he used to drop me off, pick me up in shorty's car. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe that's why my life is so fucked up. So yeah. So he used to pick me up, drop me off. So he's like, yo, Tasha, I don't want your baby father doing stuff. You're my girl. You know what I'm saying? Da, da, da. And I said, yo, that's not realistic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my daughter's father is very active in my life. My daughter's father pays my rent at times. So, you know, he's like, nah, I'm going to take over, whatever the case may be. So for me to make my daughter's father leave, I have to argue with my daughter's father, because my daughter's father is very active in my life, right? So I'm like, you know, explaining to my daughter's father, like, you know, I'm dating this dude. You know, I'm really kind of feeling him. And now, When my daughter's father finds out I have a man, that's when my daughter's father is cooked. It's like he can do what he wants to do, but I can't. So when he found out that I was dating, now all of a sudden he want to fight me. I'm all type bitches and hoes. He don't want niggas around my daughter, but she's around my daughter, right? His mom and them talking, oh, she's a better mother than you. She's this, she's that. But it's crazy when she had a baby, then now all of a sudden I'm the best mother. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so they will do the whole, like, you know, whatever. Now he's starting to being drama. He don't want to bring my daughter around no more. It was like a bunch of shit, right? Because my daughter's father only likes me if I'm single and I'm available. So he could come around whenever he wants, and then he disappears and then tries to play this mind fuck game, right? So now I'm starting to, like, really kind of, like, I'm feeling homeboy. Homeboy's doing mad stuff for me. Homeboy's giving money, you know. Homeboy's taking care of me, you know. And I don't really like him, like, for, like, money. Because I'm not a money person. Honestly, I don't really care if you give me $1 million. I don't care. I am a type of person, I really care, like, how you treat me. Like, how I'm very a brat. I'm like a baby. So I'm the type of person, like, I love attention. Like, you can buy me nice things, yeah, that's cute, but I don't really care about nice things. I'm very about attention, you know, making me feel like I'm pretty, you know, talking, you know, having conversation with me where your mind's at, you know, talking about your future. Like, I like that. Like, that's the biggest turn on for me, is a man that's, like, very honest. That's not always just talking about sex. I want to just fuck you, I want to fuck you. I don't like men like that. I like men that even if, like, we're not together and we're, like, talking, you still have this, like, conversation with me that, you know, you still think like I'm the prettiest girl in the world. That's how I am. I want to always feel like I'm the prettiest girl in the world. Even if you have another girl, you gotta make me feel like I'm the prettiest woman, right? So, yeah, so he ends up being my man, you know. So now we fast forward. Now my legs are getting healed, my body's healed, you know. He's going through the therapy, he's bringing me to chiropractor, he's dropping me off, you know what I'm saying. He's making sure I'm good. He has his friend come make sure I'm good. So now the point, now he starts becoming cuckoo, okay. So now, like, I'm starting to, like, get myself back together, so now I can do stuff more independent. And I'm not the type of person who will ask a man for anything. That's how I am. I always been like that. You see me struggling, you see me going through it, you offer me thank you, you don't, right? So I had, like, this really cute little outfit on, whatever, and I was supposed to go to Samantha's house. So homeboy, he is the type of guy, like, he's, like, kind of jealous, you know what I'm saying? So when I go out, he's like, where you going? I said, well, I'm going to go out. And he's like, oh, who you going out with? I said, I'm going to go with Samantha, right? Okay, so we going to fast forward. So now everybody kind of knows the dynamic. My daughter's father knows Samantha. Everybody in my family knows Samantha. That's why when me Samantha didn't befriend me, like, after I got locked up and what Samantha did to me, everybody in my family was so shocked, because Samantha, like, you have to be part of my group to understand Samantha. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why even when I was telling Sensitive about Samantha, Sensitive, like, I feel like Samantha always wanted your life. Like, and I'm like, well, she could have had it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who talks about Samantha was like, I feel like Samantha was jealous of you. I was like, really? I didn't see that. I really felt like Samantha was a genuine friend to me. But I really think Samantha was happy when, you know, when Jimmy did what he did to me. You know what I'm saying? I think she was really happy, right? So, so he comes and, stop that. Yo, I hate men like that. Maybe I don't want to date. So he's like, okay, whatever. Yeah, so he's like, whatever. This is dude I'm talking to, and he just made me, like, he just messed up my train of thought. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so all of a sudden, so it's like, okay, whatever. So we started dating, whatever. So now Samantha, everybody knows Samantha is my friend. Everybody knows if you can't find Tasha, Tasha is in Boston with Samantha. Tasha's always with Samantha. Samantha was one of my closest friends. I just like being around Samantha. Samantha was a good person. I enjoyed Samantha. You know what I'm saying? And I always wanted the best for Samantha. You know, that's my problem. That's why a lot of people are not my friend, because I really want my friends to be successful, and they just like the life that they had. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, no, you deserve better. You deserve a better man, whatever, right? So, so we we end up like hanging out, we end up chilling, we end up like, you know, doing our thing, whatever the case may be, right? So me and him, he wants to go drop me off to Samantha's house, whatever. That day, I know I had an outfit on, so he comes and pops up, and I don't like people pop up. So he used to pop up a lot, like pop up in my house, pop up to check on me, pop up to see how I'm doing, whatever the case may be. So he pops up in my house, and then he was like, oh, like, where you going? And I said, I'm going out. Now, I don't like being told what to do. Like, if any guy know me knows that that's one thing I don't like about people. People tell me what to do, what they advise me to do, what I should be doing, why I didn't call them. I should have called them. I'm not a little kid. Like, I don't like that. Like, I appreciate you was doing what you're doing, but I'm not a little kid. And we're just starting our relationship, right? After the whole situation. You know, we're starting a relationship, whatever, right? So he was a type of guy, like, he would get, like, in the Haitian community, he used to get a lot of love. Number one, he had a Range Rover, and when you date a guy with a luxury car, you already know he's a hoe. So he had like a really nice car. So when he had like the Range Rover or whatever, you know what I'm saying, girls would come to him, girls would gravitate to him. He was an attractive guy, you know what I'm saying. He was those type of, but he dressed like the Haitians. He wore the little muscle shirt, had the sunglasses, the tight white jeans, and like the Gucci sneakers or Louis Vuitton sneakers. He dressed like my son's father, like, you know, the tackiness, you know what I'm saying? The sunglasses with the name brand, you know, the tackiness, you know, the people that just put brands on top of brands, on top of brands, on top of brands. Don't matter if it looks nice or don't look nice, right? So, he comes and he's like, you know, he thinks he's all that, you know. Now all of a sudden now he's telling me that, oh, I can get mad girls. You don't understand that he can get mad girls. Okay, whatever. So I go to Samantha's house. He drops me off at Samantha's house because now he's jealous because of the fact that he don't believe I'm going to Samantha's house. So now he starts kind of being like a little bit possessive. Now he's gonna start popping up in my crib all the time. He starts like checking on me all the time, whatever. You know, like my daughter's father kind of cussed him out one time too. So it was like a lot going on. So now he comes to me and I forgot what I needed. I forgot what I needed. I needed something, right? He was already in Boston. So I called him and I said, hey, can you go I forgot what it was from Samantha. I needed something from Samantha. I don't remember. It was something that he had to go get. He said, well, Tasha, I'm already in the area. Instead of making you come all the way down here, I can go get it and I can just come to your house, right? So Samantha goes, okay. So I call Samantha. I said, well, Greg is going to be outside at a certain time. I'll call you when he's outside and then you can go drop it off. You know what I'm saying? So this was Samantha's sexy era. I told you, Samantha was looking good. Samantha lost mad weight. Samantha had a little body yaddy on her. You know what I'm saying? Samantha was doing her hair. You know, like Samantha was looking good. You know, so, Samantha goes outside, whatever, to go meet him. So he calls me, he's like, yeah, Tasha, I'm outside. Tell Samantha to come outside. This is why I don't do friends meeting my man without me there. I don't do that stuff no more, okay? So she goes outside, and she comes, and I guess, she gets in the car. But I didn't understand why she got in the car. Till this day, I still don't get that story. She got in the car with him, and, he was trying to like, he was drunk and she was asking him like, why are you drinking in the car? And then he said whatever reason he was drinking, but I didn't know him drinking because I never seen him drink ever when we was together. So that's why I was like, when she was telling me the story, I was like, huh? She said he was drinking. She was like, it's not good for you to drink and drive. And then he tried to kiss her, right? And she said she fought him off or whatever, right? So she calls me, you know, after, and she tells me. So I'm like, first of all, why are you in the car? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you in his car? Like, I don't understand. She's like, well, it's not that. You made him, like, you know, you made him come to me. And then I said, yeah, let me process this a little. Because, you know, at the time, it probably was not her fault. Because the fact that I just went through my daughter's father fucking my best friend. I didn't trust any of my friends. Like, I didn't trust my friends anymore. And I didn't trust the guys I was with. I didn't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? So that, it became a trust issue with people. And poor her, it wasn't really her, maybe. I don't know. But I didn't understand why he was in the car. You know what I'm saying? So, so I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So even when I was telling my daughter's father about it, because I was explaining to him, like, you know, this is what happened, you know, because, you know, my daughter's father told you, we was toxic. So my daughter's father happened to be in the house that day. So my daughter's father was explaining to my daughter's father, like, what happened and whatever. My daughter's father was like, well, you know, you got to figure out what it was. You know what I'm saying? First of all, why is she in the car? Like, everybody was saying the same thing, like, why is she in the car? Right? So I think because I got mad, so I waited for him to come. So my daughter's father ended up leaving. So my daughter's father's like, alright, I'm going to take a dive. You figure it out with your little Haitian homie and you go, right? So I go talk to him and I'm like, yo, he comes over. And I didn't see he was drunk. I don't know. But he came right over. Because when I called him, I said, yo, we need to talk. Then he said, well, I'm coming, baby. I'm coming to the house right now so we can talk. I said, no, don't call me baby. Call me Tasha. Don't call me. And he said, oh, God, what I do? I said, yeah, when you come here, we'll figure it out. We'll talk. So he comes to the house, whatever. I didn't see no alcohol. I didn't see he was drinking. I don't know. So he comes and he's like, you know, looking at me, like trying to kiss me, and I'm like, nah, because I'm not really a kisser too. I'm more like kiss me in my cheek, forehead. I have to really like you. We have to really know how to kiss me, like kiss you. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh, what's the matter? So I said, yo, what's going on with you and Samantha? Like, why are you trying to kiss Samantha? He said, what? I didn't try to kiss Samantha. Samantha's ugly. Samantha's ugly. Samantha's not even my type. Samantha, what? Tasha, really? Really, Tasha? Really, Tasha? Really, Tasha? I'm like, really? Like, you try to kiss Samantha? Like what? Make it make sense. Like, what's going on? He's like, Tasha, Samantha like me, okay? I don't like Samantha, okay? Samantha like me. I don't like Samantha. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I didn't really say anything at first at all, right? So when I was like, kind of like, so he's at the house, I was like, yeah, I'm not really in the mood to really talk. Because I'm a type of person, like, when my energy's off and I'm an overthinker, I'm a type of person I react very badly. So I was like, you know what, like, yo, I just want to be myself. He said, Tasha, for real, you know, I don't have, you know, you really got to believe your friend over me, and da-da-da-da. And I'm the type of person, I really go hard for my friends. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, you know how women drop girls for dudes? Like, even when the girl slept with my baby father, I still forgave her. And she still was fucking him. You know what I'm saying? Like, she still was fucking him. And she went after my other ex. It was just like, she still was doing it. I'm a type of person, I will give female chances because I feel like women would drop women faster than they would drop the guy. You know what I'm saying? Guys come and go, nigga. You're my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't trust you anymore. You know, but things happen. You know, whatever it is, whatever. But I will forgive you. You know what I'm saying? So, he ends up like, you know, like, you know, what do you talk about, you know, whatever, call Samantha right now. So I'm like, you know, I'm not doing all that, you know what I'm saying, give me a minute, or whatever. So he kept calling me, and I knew he was guilty because he kept calling me, and I was like, not in the mood. I didn't even really talk to Samantha. So Tara calls me, and Tara was like, yo, asking me, like, yo, I talked to Samantha. Samantha said that you're mad at her because Greg kissed her. And I said, but why was she in the car? And she's like, oh, she didn't tell me that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, something wasn't adding up, but it is what it is, whatever. And she used to always think Greg was cute because Greg is her type. He was light-skinned. He was muscular. He was really handsome. He was a really handsome Haitian guy. You know what I'm saying? So Greg was more her type of guy. Greg is not my type of guy. I like dark-skinned, tall men. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I like dark-skinned men. So, she's like, you know, she didn't tell me all that. So it's not even the principle because I don't really like Greg like that. It's not like, it's like my daughter's father, you know what I'm saying, at the time. So it wasn't like, you know, like somebody, because there's certain dudes that's violation that people already know that, like, you don't touch these men because these are my men, you know. Till this day, no sir. Now I don't care. I'm an old woman, you know what I'm saying? But back in the days, there's certain guys everybody knew. Like Motivation, nobody touched Motivation. And my daughter's father. People knew better with Motivation. Motivation was mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know now. You know, Motivation's doing his thing, you know, preaching. But at the time, Motivation, everybody. Even when me and my daughter's father was dating, people would come up to me like, yo, you know, Motivation try to talk to this person, but just because of the strength of you, because everybody knew how Motivation was. Like, Motivation and my daughter's father was the two people that everybody knew not to touch. I don't care about anybody else in my past. Motivation and my daughter's father, you stay away for it. That they were like the main dudes. Like, people knew, like, that was me. That was my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't like really care about anybody else, but them two, y'all have problems with me, right? Okay, anywho, right? So, and fast forward, you know, I end up like staying home. And I was kind of like in the mood, so I was thinking, you know what, I'm just going to work on my body. I'm going to just take care of myself, whatever the case may be. So now my daughter's father's a nice guy because now he thinks homeboy's gone. So now my daughter's father's coming around all the time. My daughter's father's buy, because everybody knows I like chicken Alfredo, or I like shrimp Alfredo. So my daughter's father will buy me shrimp Alfredo every single day because he knows, like, you know, let me butter her up. He used to get me ice cream. He'll buy me little things so he can start coming over all again, right? So he was like, yeah, you know, you could do better, da, da, da. You know, and mind you, he's the one who did the most betrayal to me. And he's like, yeah, you can do better. And I'm like, yeah, I can do better. But then in a way, I was like, nah, I really kind of feel bad because the fact that he did so much for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did so much for me when I didn't have anybody. Like, low-key, when I got hit by the car, a lot of people wasn't really there for me except him. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daughter's father was here and there, but when I really needed my daughter's father, he was with his family. He didn't care if I was dying or I was alive. He had to pretend he hated me so his girlfriend feels secure because she was insecure about me. You know what I'm saying? So he was the one, like, when I didn't have no food, when I was like not feeling good, or, you know, so in a way I felt like I owed him, you know, that, whatever. So I kind of stayed to myself, right? So one day he kept calling me. And the thing about Haitian men, like, they'll call you. Like, if they really like you, they will call you, right? So he kept calling me, right? So I used to be really mean to Greg. I used to be like, yo, Greg, leave me alone. Like, don't ever call my phone today. He's like, yo, Tasha, what you talking about? You're my girlfriend. You're my girl. Like, you're my girl. You know you're my girl. Like, Tasha, you're not going nowhere, girl. You forever mine, girl. What you talking about, girl? Like, that's how he used to talk. Girl, please, whatever. You hungry? You want me to bring you some food? Come on, baby. Come on, you know you're my girl. Or if we go out, I'm like, yo. And everybody used to know, like, he is not my man. He got to a point that he was so bad that one day he used my phone and he made us Facebook boyfriend girlfriend. Like, he like put in a relationship, baby. Like, and I used to be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, he was a trip. But, you know, he'd be like, yo, what are you talking about, girl? You my girl, blah blah blah. Like, you know. So we end up like, I end up like kind of like stop talking to him. You know, I forgave Samantha, of course. Samantha's my friend, and I didn't really care for him like that. And it was, you know, she pushed him off, and he said it too. Then he ended up really kind of like, one day he called me. He ended up having like a conversation. He ended up telling me like, you know, I was drunk, you know, and I tried, you know, I did try to kiss her. You know, he ended up telling me the truth, whatever case may be. But he said that it was like she wanted it too, like kind of thing. So I don't know, but I don't think Samantha's that type of person. But you know what I'm saying. Now I don't know, because I don't really know Samantha like that. You know, sometimes you think you know somebody but you don't know, so I don't know. But I believe Samantha, so me and Samantha, we just went back to the regular schedule program. We would talk to each other all the time. We'll just hang out all the time. And then I was like, this is kind of around the time frame that I started meeting Chocolate and started meeting all the little people. So, you know, so at that time I started being like healed. So now I'm going out more, I'm doing whatever. So now homeboy started becoming like a little bit stalkerish. So now he will pop up at my house all the time. He will always like, yo, Sasha, let me talk to you. Let me go inside. I'm like, nah, you know, I don't have a company, nobody, whatever. So one day he gives me a call, right? He calls my phone. He's blowing up my phone, So I'm cleaning, whatever. And all of a sudden I hear my daughter scream, right? Like, ah, like, I'm like, what the fuck? I run out and she's like, a man in the window. And I was like, what the fuck? So my daughter's father ended up leaving. My daughter's father just left too. So he had to be watching. My daughter's father dropped off and died. My daughter's father had to go somewhere with. I think he had to work. So my daughter's father was like, yo, Tasha, you know, I don't have nobody to watch die. You know, I know you're kind of, you know, because now I'm starting to get back, like my body's back, so whatever. So he's like, yo, I'm going to start bringing her dad back. I said, yeah, because I miss my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a type of mother like who can't, oh, I don't want my daughter, I can't do it. No, I like my kids with me. I feel safe. I feel content when my kids are with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't even care. Like when people are like, oh, I have joint custody. I don't want joint custody. I want my kids with me. I low-key don't really care if my baby daddies are like deadbeats. I want my kids with me. Because first of all, like especially my son's father, he's not fatherly. So I don't like my son with him if I'm not there, or if his daughter's not there. I like my kids with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, it's just like a peace of mind. That's on the way I kind of stayed with my son's father for so long, because the fact that I didn't want to have the separation of like sharing my kid. I don't like it. I don't like joint custody. I don't like sharing my kid, right? So he ends up like, you know, blowing my phone. I'm ignoring him because I'm not in the mood to talk to him. I just don't want to talk to him. So he's like blowing up my phone. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So then I'm not answering. I said, yo, leave me alone. Stop calling me. Tasha, open the door. I want to talk to you. I said, no. So then he jumps through the window. My daughter comes running. I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna do? He's like, yo, I love you, girl. I want to be with you. I'm not going nowhere. You can call the police. I'm still going to come back. I love you. I want to be with you. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, and it kind of shocked me because I started laughing in a way. Because I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? He really had to open, like, because in my apartment at the time, I had big windows. But it's like, you had to really got to squeeze through the window and fall. Like, to get in. So I was like, what the hell, you know what I'm saying? And then he's like, yo, I don't care. I'm gonna prove to you, girl, I love you so much, whatever. I said, yeah, but you can't do that, my daughter's here. So he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, he said, sorry to die or whatever. And then my daughter's like standing next to me, like holding my arm, like, who the hell, you know what I'm saying? So and then he's like, you know, I'm so sorry, can I get a hug? And she was looking at me. I said, okay. Like, my kids are both like that. Like, if somebody does something, they look at me, and I'm like, okay. Or, you know, you can say hi, but the sitting on the lap, none of that. My kids sit with me. My kids, there's no sitting on lap. You don't touch my daughter. My daughter was always that kid. Like, everybody knew not to touch. Everybody will be around her and she's in the middle. And she just sits there. She don't sit on people's laps. People don't hold her like that. Everybody knew, you know what I'm saying? So, and my daughter was a very, very beautiful little girl. So, it's just like, she was those type of kids, like, everywhere I went, she always got a lot of attention. I used to get free food and stuff just because she was pretty. Anywho, right? So, you know, he came up to her. He said, I'm your friend, you know, and then she's like, kind of looking at me like, who the hell is this guy? And Di was a snitch. So now she's gonna go tell her dad because I already know my daughter. So I'm like, damn. I said, damn, bro, you see. I said, you had to. He said, oh, I didn't know she was here. I said, yes, you did. You had to know because as soon as my daughter's father's left, you came. So you had to park and walk up. So it's like you had to be here. So he was like, oh no, oh no. I'm gonna prove to you I love you, I'm gonna prove to you I care for you. That you're gonna hear that a lot because that's what Haitian people always say. That's their line. So yeah, so he comes through the window, you know, he kept popping up begging for me. I'll do a part 2 on it because he's like a long story, but anywho, yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut it off here because I don't know how long the story time should be, but anywho, yeah, so he just like kept popping up. He kept coming to my house. He kept begging for me. Please, Tasha, I really love you. I don't care. Like, even when, like, if I argue with him, like, I'm like, I don't want to be with you no more. Whatever, girl. You know you're my girlfriend. Anyways, you're my girl. You know you're my girl. You know you're my girl. But, you know, it took him, like, a real long time for him to go away, baby. Like, and people used to always be like, yo, Tasha, what do you do for these men to be stalkers? Because it's like, low-key, it was, like, bad. Like, I used to have, like, crazy stalkers. Like, people would pop in my house. Like, now I'll be watching the news. I say, oh damn, thank God nobody liked me that much because people are crazy. My stalkers were like stalkers, but then at a point they kind of dwindled off because I would act nuts. Like, I would have to be really mean for them to kind of go away. But he was around for a while. Like, he would leave, he'll come back, he'll leave, he'll come back. Like, that's how he always was. So at a point, like, even when we kind of stopped talking, he still was kind of around. Like, he would do stuff for me, he would do everything for me, but then he ended up like, he kind of like dwindled away because he started just being like crazy, popping up everywhere I was, calling me all the time, you know. Then at a point he started trying to like, oh, you can use my car. But when I started using his car, you know, he would want me to come over his house instead of his house. I'm like, nah, I'll drop the key, I'm going home. He used to always go like, yo, I like you because you're just so mean, like, baby. Anywho, baby. Greg was in my life for, I would say, years. It took me a long time for Greg to finally go. I think Greg ended up having like a girlfriend. I think he ended up working it out with the baby mother that ended up not being his. He ended up working it out with her because the last time I seen him, he was with her, and then he ended up being with some fat Haitian lady that, yeah, baby. But he ended up finally going away. But this boy used to jump through my windows, cry, beg for me. Like, yo, and I went through that a lot with men, like, crying and begging to be with me, crying to be with me again. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, yo, what the hell do I have? Like, these men just are insane. But anywho, baby. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys. I hope the video wasn't everywhere. Bye.